everybody, bonjour mon amis, habari zenu marafiki, Saure urujadala, how are you doing? I'm back again with a video as I promised, a follow-up on the Canadian immigration visa as a student, and we are actually in the early stages of trying to gather documents and get admission to a school. So if you haven't watched the video I made about choosing a school in Canada, kindly go back and watch on that video. I will leave a link either in the description box or I would link it somewhere up here so that you can watch that and know how to choose a school. Now, after choosing a school, this is the next step. We want to submit a quality application so that we make sure that we are admitted to the schools. So stay tuned and welcome. Requirements of an MBA program. So I picked MBA because I realized most people come here to do business or business related courses. So MBA would be an easy program to actually use as an example. Disclaimer though, most or other programs may differ in terms of requirements and in terms of university, from one university to another, from one program to another. So make sure you check with your university and check your field for other requirements that might be needed. So this is so specific to MBA and business related courses such as accounting, such as marketing, such as HR, anything to do with business, undergraduate or postgraduate. So welcome. First one, which is a 4-year bachelor's degree course with a minimum of a B+ or above. So this is equal to a second class honors in Kenya or in countries that use second class or first class or second lower type of grading system. So yeah, if you have second class upper and above, then that's a B+. So that is one requirement. Now, once you have this, how do you submit your transcripts? So the second requirement is a submission of your official transcripts. When you are submitting transcripts, remember that you are not supposed to submit your original certificates because there are always no copies, no other originals. You don't want to submit your original transcripts. So usually what universities out here ask for is for certified copies of your transcript. How do you certify copies of your transcripts? Simply, there are two ways. Go back to your former school. If you're doing an undergraduate program, make sure you go to your former high school. Or if you had done a diploma course in business, go to your previous college, go to your previous university and make sure that they stamp or this. So you pay some fee depending on the university or the college that you're actually doing this at. You pay a minimum fee and then they will stamp it for you. Usually some university ask for sealed copies from the university. So in this case, you will also pay an extra fee for the university or the college or your former school to seal it and stamp it. So once they do that, they can give it to you and then you can post it to the university. Or you can ask your university to post it directly to your potential university, which is requiring these transcripts. The second way of certifying your transcript is by going to a lawyer. So find a lawyer, a certified lawyer, and then he will certify your documents, your transcripts on your behalf. As simple as that, of course, at a fee. I don't know how much they charge nowadays, but most lawyers charge between 500 Kenya shillings and above. I'm not sure. I think, yeah. So make sure to check with different lawyers in town for you to know exactly how much fee they charge for certification. Some university may not allow or may not accept these transcripts that are certified by the lawyers. They might be particular on the way you need to certify your transcript. So also check with the university or the university that you have picked on to see if they would accept certification from lawyers. If they do, voila. If they don't, make a trip to your former school, your former university, your former college to make sure that your transcripts are certified. Easy peasy. The next requirement that you need to get admission at a Canadian university, graduate management admission test, also known as GMAT test. So this test is usually required for business students, and another test that is usually required is called a graduate record exam test, also known as GRE. So these two, GMA and GRT, are usually required of business students. Again, check with your universities on the scores, the minimum scores of this test that they require from you. These are the GMAT or GRE test scores that, for example, UBC requires you to have before applying for that master's in business administration. So for GMAT, you need 550 with a 50th percentile, while for GRE, you need 155. That is the minimum requirement. However, for you to be competitive, you need a minimum of 650 GMAT score or 320 plus. For McGill University, the test results need to be sent directly to McGill University from the testing center. So again, always check for the university you're dealing with. Some of them won't mind if you just post the test yourself. Some are very specific to how their test results are supposed to be submitted. For the University of Toronto, Rotman Business School, I guess, you need a minimum score of 500, as it says over here, or an equivalent of GRE. Yeah, you need 500 minimum, but preferences will be given to those who scores 550 or higher. So for Ivy Business School, you need 670. This is high, but we all know that Ivy Business School is another, it's a very highly rated or ranked school. The GMAT test, this is the location and this is the testing center that you can go to so that you can ensure you're tested for this test. Most universities in Canada would ask for a direct submission of these testing scores from the testing centers directly to the university. Some of them don't mind if you get the testing results or the scores and send them directly to the university. So again, check with the university that you're dealing with and see if they would accept either in person or from the testing centers. There's a testing center at ICEA, if I'm not wrong, building in Nairobi. So again, get tested for GRE exam. Now, again, on the GRE and also GMAT, you can get waivers. So if you're a master's student, if you have had your master's and you're applying for an MBA, you could be waived for these tests. So again, check with your university and write a letter of waiver explaining that you have done a master's degree, a business area or a business program, and so they will decide whether to waive you or not. If you have a PhD, the same applies. A point to note is that GMAT and also GRE exams, they expire. So you have to be careful when you're doing these tests so that by the time you're applying for your admission, then it's not expired, because universities will not accept expired scores. So just be aware of that. The other requirement that you need for you to get admission in a Canadian university is English proficiency. So most university, I say most, university will require this, especially if English is not your first language in your country. So they want to determine whether you can speak, comprehend, and write good English. So again, you can do different tests. So we have, number one, we have test of English as a foreign language, also known as TOEFL. Some people call it TOEFL. We also have International English Language Testing Systems, also known as IELTS. We also have Person Test of English, also known as PTE. We also have Canadian Academic English Language Test, and we have it in an online version as well. Pick one of those tests. IELTS in Kenya, you can do it at British High Commission in Upper Hill. So again, sometimes it takes time for you to get a an appointment to go do this. So again, prepare early. There's an online version, you can also consider that. The minimum band score for IELTS, I think it is 7 average. And then different university will have minimum for each and every section of English, either writing, listening, speaking, and yeah. The other requirement that you need to get admission is professional experience. So most of these universities will ask you for will expect you to have some level of experience. Most universities will request for 2 to 5 years level of experience, depending on your academic background. If you don't have the bachelor's degree, 4-year bachelor degree, and you have, like, say, a diploma and a lot of, or a number of years work experience, you can't be exempted. So again, check with your university, check with the university you're dealing with to see if this is even, like, this can be waived. But mostly, like, UBC needs between 3 and 5 years work experience in a business related field. The other requirement would be references. So you have to have a minimum of 2 references. Again, this is the standard procedure. There's some universities that will ask for 3 references. So just make sure you have enough referees that will be able to give you recommendation whenever you need it. Most universities prefer an academic or a professional referee, or one of them to be an academic and the other one should be professional referee. So for example, you could ask your professor or your former professor to be your referee, and also your supervisor or your manager at your workplace to be your referee. A point to note is that these referees, they will be contacted via email. So make sure to keep them to keep in touch with them, so that you keep on reminding them to check their emails and to see if they're needed to write a reference by the universities. Some universities have got online reference forms that need your referees to go online and actually fill in those forms online. So again, depending on the university that you're dealing with, like for example UBC, you will have to ask your professor or any of your referees to go online and fill in that form. So just make sure you fill in your referees about what is needed and what is required of them. Some universities will require paper recommendation letters. So that will be easy. They'll just write your recommendation letter, they sign, they give their contacts, and you can actually print it and send it to the university. So again, also check the university that you're dealing with and see if they would accept those paper recommendation letters. The other requirement is a motivation letter. This is huge, also known as statement of purpose. People take this really seriously. This is where you write your statement of purpose. Why do you want to do an MBA specifically in Canada and specifically in that university? And why not another program? MBAs are offered in so many countries. Why do you choose to come to Canada to do an MBA program or a business related program? So this is where you really express your interest of studying that program in this university and why. So you have to be really original and authentic when you're doing this letter. I feel like I need to do a separate video on how to do a statement of purpose alone, because it has a lot of details in it. It is only 1 page, but you need to be really careful what you write in there. You don't have to lie. It has to be applicable to your own scenario. So don't copy paste. Don't go on Google and Google a statement of purpose and copy paste. They will not accept you. They will not give you admission. So you have to make sure that you're making it original and authentic. Stay tuned. I will do a video on how to do a statement of purpose, increase your chances of getting admissions into a university. A resume, or some other times called curriculum vitae. So most universities will ask you for resumes and CVs. Yeah, for people who call it CVs. So this will try to show them how you have been doing since you graduated, where you have worked, the experience, the number of years of experience that you have, and it's kind kind of applying for a job. So you have a cover letter, which is the statement of purpose, and then you have a resume. So it is very important. Remember, I told you you want to submit a quality admission to ensure that these universities are actually accepting you. So prepare a resume or a CV, and make sure your CV is consistent with the statement of purpose and all the other documents you have submitted. So that's important. Last but not least, what you need is an application fee. So most universities will actually ask you to pay an application fee, which is non-refundable. So this application fee usually ranges between 100 Canadian dollars to 200 Canadian dollars. Some can be 120, some can be 150, 180, 100, depending on the university that you're dealing with. So make sure you have that in your credit card or debit card or in whatever card. And I'm assuming here you're applying online. So when you're applying online, they give you instructions on how to pay online. You just enter your card details and voila, the money will be deducted from your account. But if you're doing a paper application, then they would give you, say, an account number where you will transfer the money from your account to the account and then attach the receipt to the paper documents. So last but not least, I'll give you a tip on a very English proficiency test. There's a way you can go about that. Not all universities will make you do this test. So do research online. Just Google universities that would accept you without doing an English test in Canada. You'll find a few universities that will accept you. The only thing is that when you get to that university, they will make you do some introductory English courses that is still helpful. Make sure to subscribe, comment, share. Let's link in the comment section. If you have trouble with doing any application, just let me know. I can always come in and help you. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.